Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Everything Happens for a Reason podcast. So, I am back for another solo episode today, and yeah, just me on my own talking shit as per always. But one thing I actually wanted to talk to you girls in particular about today is like sort of like what to do whenever you are feeling like you're losing your passion, you're losing like your day to day purpose, and how to essentially get that back for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Because over the last couple of months in particular, so I feel like I've spoke about this in like previous episodes as well, but I'm the type of person that like I almost need to constantly keep moving or constantly be chasing something and working towards something. And I don't know where that stems from. Like it's definitely some sort of generational trauma or something, like childhood, whatever it stems from, but there is something within me that like is constantly telling me to go, you need more, you need to like do this, you need to do the next thing. Like I cannot settle, which is not a good thing, but it is a good thing as well because like I'm always obviously striving for more. But over the last couple of months, I felt like I had really lost my purpose in everything. So I was just sort of like moving through my day to day with my day to day routine. Like I was still training, I was still showing up for work, I was still, eating well and looking after myself. I was doing everything right by the book, essentially. Like on paper, everything was 100%, but within myself I just wasn't feeling it. I wasn't feeling that spark. I wasn't excited to get up like for every single day. I wasn't excited to like train anymore. I wasn't excited to sort of like sit down on my laptop and create new projects, which is something that I love. Like I'm such a creative person. I love project planning. I love having things to look forward to, especially from like a business perspective, and I just felt like I lost all of that. And yeah, like with that side of things, I don't know where it sort of stemmed from. I don't know what initially happened. Things just were slow for me. I wasn't like overly happy. I wasn't overly sad. Do you know what I mean? I was just neutral. Like everything was just monotonous for myself, essentially. And that's not like me. Like if any of you know me on a personal level, like I'm quite a positive person. I'm a pessimistic positive person, if that makes any sense. But like I'm a realist, essentially. Like I look at situations for the way they are and I'll judge them of the way they are. But in the grand scheme of things, like I love my job, I love training, I love looking after myself, I love routine, like I love all of that, and I'm always very passionate and excited about that. And yeah, I felt like I lost that. And essentially it took me months to sort of figure out what was going on. It literally took me months to figure it out. And I started sort of feeling it probably like in around February time. And it was so like such a weird experience because I was just like a couple of months into moving to a new city. I was just after moving to Dubai. Everything was exciting. I was meeting new people. I was enjoying my time, and I felt empty inside. Like there was just nothing essentially going on. And then I was going home to Ireland, and we had a family holiday booked to Zanzibar in March, and that sort of gave me a little bit of a spark because then I was like, oh, I get to see my family. Maybe I'm just homesick, maybe that's what's going on. And then I went home, and don't get me wrong, I had a lovely time. I had a lovely time away in Zanzibar and stuff like that, but I was dreading to get back to my normal routine, like my normal day to day. And then the back of my mind, I was like, is it Dubai? Like maybe I'm not enjoying living there. Like what is going on? And it sort of like made me question everything. I was looking into everything as to like, right, okay, what am I not happy with? What is actually going on? And like really trying to dig deep. And I just couldn't figure it out because I love my life here. And I am so grateful for my life. Like if anybody knows me in a normal conversation, I'm the person that's like, I love my little life like every single day because I do. I'm so grateful to be where I am doing what I do. I'm so grateful to be as content as I am. Like I fucking love that side of things. And yeah, I was still loving my little life, but I just wasn't excited about my little life, and I couldn't figure out why. And yeah, after I came back here, sort of like in March, April time, I came back, and after Zanzibar, and I was like, yeah, like something needs to change because I'm just not feeling me. And that's exactly what I did. Like I don't drink, like I don't really go out. The last time I had a drink properly was like January, and it's now June. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not the type of person that like parties a lot or goes out a lot or something like that. So it wasn't even like about me losing my purpose with that side of things. It was, I'm still not 100% sure as to where it came from. But anyway, I took action to actually make a change and make myself feel better because I knew that I wasn't feeling like myself, and it just wasn't wasn't okay with it. Do you know what I mean? So I set myself purpose. I literally like got a planner. I opened up my calendar. I scheduled everything in to look the way I wanted to look. One of my biggest focuses were take downtime away from work and like stop distracting myself with work, because I feel like that's what I was doing. Like I knew that I wasn't in the best place mentally, and instead of dealing with it, I just put my focus into work. And there's always going to be benefits that come from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, I had a good month. My business grew. I signed up new clients. Like, it was amazing in terms of that. Like, and I don't want to be like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But with the way I was feeling mentally, I probably should have took like a little bit of a back step and actually allow myself to process my emotions. And I cannot explain how important that is. Like, if you're going through a breakup, if you got let off of a job, if you're just simply not feeling like yourself and you drown yourself in something that's going to be a distraction. So for example, people go out partying, other people like me like will just put their whole focus into work and pretend there's nothing going on. That will catch up with you. It literally will catch up with you, and you're going to hit a brick wall and you're going to be like, fuck my life, I actually don't want this for myself. And then you're still going to feel all of the emotions. So take time to heal and like allow yourself to actually listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to how you're feeling and what you need to do next to essentially make yourself feel better and bring that purpose and passion back. And anyway, long story short, I sort of like sat down, I started meditating again, I started journaling, I started writing down everything I was feeling or not feeling in that moment. Like I said, it was just monotonous for me. Like I wasn't happy, I wasn't excited, I wasn't sad. Like there was just nothing going on. I just felt numb. And for no reason. Do you know what I mean? Like nothing happened in my life. Like I didn't lose anybody. I didn't go through a heartbreak or nothing like that. Like nothing happened that I could put that down to. And I think that's why I struggled the most to sort of suss out what was going on. And yeah, so I started doing the inner work, shadow work. Like I said, started meditating again, started journaling again, writing down things that I'm grateful for. And that actually made me realize that I had just lost my purpose and my passion as a person. Like who's Aiste outside of her business, who's Aiste outside of the gym, who's Aiste outside of her friends. I lost my own purpose, and that really, really made me realize that. And I just wasn't happy with the person that I was. Not in about like I wasn't a dick to people, do you know what I mean? I'm not that type of person. Like it's not the way I was even coming off to other people, but I just was like, no, I know, like I'm ambitious, I'm driven, I'm passionate, I'm creative, like I love doing all of that, and I just wasn't doing any of that because I forgot what it was like to do it, because I had put so much focus into, my business, for example, almost from a different avenue. Like rather than driving my business through passion, I was driving my business like, okay, what needs to be done as a businesswoman here, like as a CEO, what am I meant to be doing? So I was like looking after team members, looking after this, like looking after admin, numbers, all of that. That's not what my business is. That needs to be pushed aside, and like that's not the aspect that I am passionate about. I'm passionate about making women feel confident. I'm passionate about actually like creating events, group photo shoots and retreats and things like that, like putting concepts together that were always in the back of my mind that I can show up for and actually be there with my clients. Like that is where my passion and my job stems from. Seeing girls become more confident, seeing girls walk out of toxic relationships and like get married and have a baby. Like I fucking love that. I love that part of my job. And I feel like I had took the focus away from that and focusing on something else. Not even focusing on something else. Obviously, my clients are well looked after. Not even from that side of things. But I just feel like I lost my spark when it came to that side of things, and I started focusing on what needed to be done for my business. Like these are the non-negotiables that I need to look after versus what I love doing for my business. And that obviously like comes back to work again, but I like my life revolves around that. Like I love my brand, I am my brand, you know what I mean? So me not feeling like myself affected that side of things. And like it just really, really sort of like made me step back and be like, right, okay, like who is Aiste? Like what is she now? Because I did all the inner work, like the healing work and everything a few years back, and I really figured out what I wanted. Like I set boundaries for myself. I really, really learned a lot about myself. But I feel like that should always be being done. Like your healing journey never stops. Like you will never be healed fully. Do you know what I mean? Or you will never be like the perfect person you want to be. There's always room to be better. There's always potential for more, and to show up as a better version of yourself, to show up as a better version for those around you, to be a better businesswoman, to be a kinder person. Do you know what I mean? To be more compassionate. There's always going to be room for more. So like, I don't believe that like, I healed and I worked on myself and I set boundaries for that version of myself that I was at, 23. It's been 2 years since then. My whole life has changed. Like, my life from literally when I was 23 to 25 is like the polar opposites. And don't get me wrong, for the fucking best. Like, I do not recognize that version of myself a couple of years ago. Like, I was just not in a good place. I wasn't happy. I was not surrounding myself with people that I should have been surrounding myself with. I was taking on like other people's toxic energy. I was just in a bad headspace that like at that time it felt like that was it for me. Like, that was just the way life was going to be. Versus now, when I look back, like I said, I was like, that, like, I don't even believe that was me, because now I still would never settle for that. Like, the boundaries I have in place with people are probably a little bit too strict. Do you know what I mean? But like, I have achieved so much for myself in my own life. So like, at that time, I needed to do that inner work to get myself to where I wanted to be at this stage of my life. But that doesn't stop. Like, I'm a completely different person, and I don't think that's a bad thing. It's growth. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've grown up a lot, but things are starting now to flag up at a time for me where I probably need to work on something else. So yeah, it just made me sort of sit back and like really do the inner work and really dive deep into like why I'm feeling, or why I have been feeling the way I'm feeling. And I really, really put my mind to that over the last couple of months. I spent a lot of time by myself. I spent a lot of time doing things that I love. Like, for example, like creating recipes and planning projects, and like getting meetings, going to like different areas, like even of Dubai, to sort of like get us around and like bring that passion, bring that spark back. I've really, really made a conscious effort to do that over the last couple of months. And I feel so much better. And like, the reason that I'm obviously telling the story, and it's probably a little bit vulnerable for me as well, because I don't normally talk about stuff like this at all on social media, but like, the reason that I'm telling the story is like to essentially tell you that it's okay to like almost look like you have everything together from the outside and not have it together. Do you know what I mean? It's okay to lose your purpose and lose your passion every now and again, as long as you take the actions to sort of find that again. And like I said, I was in a slump for a couple of months, like, and it does take you a little bit of time to realize. And again, I think the reason I struggle with it so much, because I couldn't put it down to one thing. Nothing happened, nothing in particular made me feel that way, nothing really triggered it. But obviously over time that was starting to happen and was starting to creep up, and I just kept letting it creep up and like blaming external sources, like it's because I'm doing this, it's because this didn't happen with my work, it's because I'm in Dubai, is it Dubai? Like, I was looking for something else to blame, rather than looking at myself and doing the inner work and being like, okay, who is Aiste and what does she want for herself right now, and how is she going to show up as that version of herself? So I started doing it. And like I said, I feel so much better. I'm so much more compassionate. I'm definitely a better friend to be around. I'm a lot calmer to be around in general. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm definitely a better friend to be around. I'm a lot calmer to be around. You can straight away tell the difference in my business again. Like, I am so much more in tune, like, with regards to what I'm doing. There's so much more projects planning going into place, like, over the next couple of years, that I'm super, super excited about. Whereas I feel like I had a plateau, and it was just like, I was showing up because I had to. I was showing up for my clients. I was doing the things that needed to be done for my business to keep my business going. Do you know what I mean? But I wasn't doing the things that, like, where I originally built my brand from, like that passion, that purpose that I needed to sort of show up for. And yeah, it's just made me realize where I need to be. And my decision basically has come to, like, okay, this is my plans now for the next couple of months. I know what's happening. I'm going home next week. I'm going to visit my family again. I think that's a really, really actually important factor for me. Like, I think I do need to go back, like, home every couple of months. Not every couple of months is a bit dramatic, like, but like every maybe 3 or 4 months, and just be in a different environment to get that little bit of a spark back and actually see people. Because I do, like, I miss my family so much. I feel like I'm missing out a lot on what's going on at home. Do you know what I mean? Like, not with my family, with my friends and stuff like that. Like, I think that's something that's really, really valuable to me, and I didn't realize that at the time. So like that holds a lot of value for me. So that's my plan then for the next couple of months. I feel like I need to be around nature at the minute. Over here it's desert, we're not really around nature, so I'm going to take some time and actually go to Bali over the summer, just whilst it's super hot here, and take that little bit of break. Like Bali, like the last time I went, made me really, really slow down and made me realize what I'm most passionate about, what I love doing, and how to actually slow down, calm my nervous system, and show up as the most authentic version of myself. So I feel like I'm at that stage again where I need that. So that's exactly what I'm going to do next year, over summer. So I think maybe August, September time I will head out there, and then come back and settle back in here in October, and make sure that I settle in with this attitude and with this mindset of like, okay, wholesome side of Dubai, hustle and bustle side of Dubai, let's like make sure that they match the energy that I want to be given out, you know what I mean, rather than trying to blame my environment and my surroundings. Like actually make sure that I fit in that environment and surroundings. And like I said, before even going home in March there, I was questioning like, was this the right move? Was it impulsive? Like maybe it's not for me and stuff like that. Whereas since I started to do that little bit of work, and since I put my head down and actually focused on what was truly going on, I fucking love it here. Like I absolutely love it here. I love how driven everybody is. I love the people that are here. I love how people are willing to network and help you out. I love the wholesome side of Dubai. I love that beaches are so accessible. I love how convenient everything is, you know, like it just made me look at everything with so much more gratitude again. And yeah, like I'm so grateful to be here. I just need to make sure that wherever I am or whatever I'm doing, that I don't lose my own spark by doing it. So yeah, different episode, completely different episode, but I just hope that this sort of like inspired somebody to be like, right, okay, well this, I know I need to do the inner work. Like ask yourself the hard questions, like keep pestering yourself if you are feeling lost, if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling like me where you're just monotonous, do you know what I mean? Keep asking yourself why. Like, why am I feeling like this? Okay, because this happened. Okay, why? Keep asking why until you find like what actually caused it, because that's what I had to keep doing. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like one evening that I figured it out. It took me weeks and weeks and weeks until I realized, like, I broke it down, like the most important values to me, you know, people around me, my career and everything else. And until I sort of broke everything down and kept asking why, it made me realize that really I just didn't know who I was in this moment in time, and that's exactly what I needed to figure out. But I hope, you know, this sort of inspired somebody to start their own process with everything. And yeah, girls, look, thank you so much for listening, and I will chat to you all next Wednesday as always.